a really disappointing performance across the board.
Rodgers from the Browns 45, 3rd and 1, back to pass, rolling right, rolling, throwing, Havner caught it, up the sideline, 30, he's to the 20, he's to the 15, 10, 5, dives towards the goal line, touchdown Green Bay. Anderson back to pass, he's up in the pocket, throwing, and it is intercepted. Woodson wide open as Rubisky ran to the other side.
I don't think we played very well, I don't think we coached very well. And the main thing to me is the way that we played.
Short drop, throws over the middle, man wide open. Caught, driver got free. He's at the 40, he's at the 30, he turns around, got away from Eric Wright, got away from him at the 5, and he goes in for a touchdown. And that's it. 31-3. As thorough a defeat as the Browns have taken in some time. Welcome to the Berea Report, the Monday edition. Everybody here on SportsTime Ohio. I'm Jim Donovan along with Doug Dieken. It is a beautiful day, but the Browns yesterday on a day as equally beautiful weather-wise lost to the Green Bay Packers 31-3 the final score. Doug, hard to find a silver lining in that game yesterday.
Well, the only silver lining would have been the special teams. I think, Josh Cribbs, the fact that the Packers actually kicked out of bounds rather than kicking to them, and Dave Zassadil with 4 punts inside of the 20 once again. But after that, there's not a lot to say. I think you look at it offensively, they did not match up well. The two veteran Pro Bowl cornerbacks shut down the rookie wide receivers. That allowed the Packers to put 8 guys in the box, and by doing that, there was no running game, and they were bringing 6 or 7 in every pass play, and Derek Anderson didn't have a lot of time to get the ball down the field. Defensively, they gave up the 2 big plays. In the passing game, the 1 big run of 37 yards. So, those are the things that just kill you. And then twice they were in the red zone, actually within the 5, and they only came away with 3 points. You've got to get
Doug, and that is that really when you add the numbers up, they don't lie. They gave up 460 yards in offense to the Packers yesterday and a ton the week before against Pittsburgh. So what's going on? Is it a factor that they're just out on the field too much, too long, and that they wear down? Or is it a fact that really teams are just gouging them and they just can't stop these offenses?
Well, I think a lot of it is the coordination of the defense. I think a lot of times these where everybody fits in, they're a step behind or just a step out of place. For example, the Donald Driver 71-yard touchdown. They had a double blitz coming on. The safety was coming. They were coming off the slot. Well, the linebacker is supposed to get out there and help disrupt the flow of the wide receiver in the slot, and the other safety is supposed to roll over to cover it. Well, they were out of sync, and the next thing you know, he's 71 yards down the field for a touchdown.
Boy, on some of those plays, Green Bay's eyes lit up, didn't they? Because, there was just a seam, and then they were gone. And that's a good offensive team. There's no question about it. Aaron Rodgers, he is in full control of that offense now in only his second full year as the starter. But they have all the weapons that you need. They have great wide receivers in Driver and Jennings and, some complementary receivers in James Jones. They have pretty good tight ends. They've got Ryan Grant. So they've got a lot of answers.
Yeah, they got a lot of answers. The one suspect aspect was the offensive line. But when you start running the ball, and that's what they came out and they established the run, all of a sudden that makes the passing game much more effective. And, they're a team that had given up 25 sacks coming into the game. They led the league in sacks given up. Well, they didn't get sacked once because all of a sudden, you had to honor the run first before you could go after the Aaron Rodgers. Next thing you know, he has a field day.
Boy, it was amazing, really. In the first half, he hardly had to throw the ball at all, and he hit a couple of big plays. But really, they didn't have to throw the ball at all, and they came out on their first drive of the game, and the Browns eventually stopped them on a good 4th down play, a good short yardage situation. And they ended up getting the measurement right this time. But, really, he was like 1 for 1 for a long time.
Yeah. They took the ball out of his hands, but they protected their offensive line because they had a couple people that were in new positions. But once they needed to do it, all of a sudden, the play-action pass, the bootlegs, the rollouts, the things that he's good at, he has mobility. He finds he drifts around back there, and he made some plays. But the pass to Driver, that kind of broke the back because they knew what they were going to get, and and he read it right, and he just, hit driver, and driver went the rest of the way.
Going into the game, they had a rookie go at left tackle because Chad Clifton had an ankle problem. That was the rookie out of Eastern Michigan, TJ Lang. And they changed centers because their starting center had a back issue all week long, so he didn't play. But the offensive line was not a problem for the Packers yesterday. But Eric Mangini, he has a lot of problems right now. He's a guy all about let's make some progress. But in the last couple of weeks, and certainly yesterday, it's hard to find any progress being made.
We felt that over the last 3 weeks we had made a lot of progress in terms of how to play the way that we want to play. I think this week was unique, and I appreciate that and I respect that, but they don't change the game. We have to play the game, and we need to play the game the same way regardless of whatever things have happened leading up to that point. And understanding how to be a consistent player, understanding how to be a consistent team, it's a skill that's learned. You just don't become consistent. You have to work at being consistent, and you have to make good choices every day and be able to go out and execute when you do have that one opportunity a week to do that. And it's going to be the challenge we had this week. There'll be a bunch of challenges coming up, and you deal with them, and you move forward.
I know Derek Anderson's not the only one who struggled yesterday, but will you consider a quarterback change this week?
No.
Sticking with him?
Mm-hmm.
Why, after, in week 3 you made the move to DA, and what the difference is now and not making a move?
I think he gives us the best chance right now to move the ball, and his numbers have not been impressive, but I don't think he's been alone in producing those numbers. I think there's been a significant amount of drops. I think there's been times where we've had chances and there's been some breakdowns in protection, but I've also seen him complete some balls that I think were well thrown and well caught. I mean, even the throw to Gaines yesterday, it's a good throw, good catch, place where only he could get it. There's been a lot of those.
Browns head coach Eric Mangini, and again, he is peppered with questions about, is there going to be a quarterback change? And the line of questioning kind of hints this. You really only gave Brady Quinn 2.5 games to play, and now we come to find out he played against very good defenses in the 2.5 games. I mean, you go right down the list. Opening up, Minnesota's playing very good defense. Denver, shockingly, is playing very good defense. And, of course, Baltimore always plays good defense. 10 quarters for Quinn. Anderson has the team with the one victory in the win up in Buffalo, but remember, he only completed 2 passes on that day. And really, I think that was like a special teams game, and the Browns ended up winning that game on special teams. And yet Anderson is getting more time to try and get this thing going.
Well, there's something I think that, they see, be it practice or what they've seen in the game where they've been able to move the chains, that they feel that that's the way. I think the other part of it is Derek gets rid of the ball quickly. He's not going to get the sacks and negative plays, where Brady, I think, is, searching to try to make some other things happen. So it's one of those things. I'm sure before the season's over, if it continues this way, we're going to see Brady again.